Good morning, this is the Truth of Sports show. This is the show I tell you the truth about what is happening in the sports world. The opinions expressed in this video are entirely of my own, but will become yours soon enough. Let's get into it. Super Bowl. This is our Super Bowl episode of the Truth of Sports. I've been doing this for about 3 months now. This will be the 6th video up on the channel. And thank you for anybody who has watched any of them. We're looking to get this up off the ground. I've told you in the past, I'd love to get a little bit of momentum going. But let's talk about the Super Bowl. New England Patriots versus Seattle Seahawks. A huge game. Obviously, it's the Super Bowl. It's the ultimate game. This is a very important game for both of these teams, but not New England. Not New England fans, at least. So, if we talk about Seattle, let's talk about the history of football for a minute. The history of these teams. Seattle's a team that really was dog crap at football for about most of their existence up until like the early 2000s when they got Mike Holmgren, who was at the Packers previously, right? I mean, that's when they really hit a stride. Let me get off camera for a second. That's when they really hit a stride, right? Where the New England Patriots have had really like an opposite effect. They've been all over the Super Bowl for decades. Yeah, at this point, right? They played the Bears in '85. They played the Packers in '94, '95. And obviously since the 2000s, they've been all over the place. I mean, that's just a fact of life and something we've come to accept as sports fans. Is the Patriots are going to be a good football team. That's just kind of where we're at, right? But the Seattle Seahawks went to their first Super Bowl in They went to the first Super Bowl in their early 2000s where they lost. Then they went to another one, beat the hell out of Denver. And then they lost to the Patriots in their latest one they've been to. Okay. And now if we look at the other side of the equation, like I was talking about just earlier, it's the New England Patriots, who have been all over the place in terms of Super Bowls. Anybody of any age has seen a New England Patriots Super Bowl. I mean, that's just how it is. That's where we've been as a society. We've seen a lot of Super Bowls for New England. Now, what does that mean? Why am I bringing this up? Why am I off camera? Well, I'll answer one of those questions. Why am I bringing this up? I am bringing this up because the Seattle Seahawks fans need this. Yes, they have had one somewhat recently. But do Patriots fans, ask a Patriots fan in your life, do they need this? And they'll tell you, I want this. And that's not, a want and a need are two different things. Right? This is the New England Patriots. This is a logo that wins. That is a winning logo. Well, this is the Seattle Seahawks. This is a logo that has won for 20 years. This is a logo that has won for most of their existence. I know the whole thing is they're lovable losers and Brady came along, the evil empire. They've been to more Super Bowls before Tom Brady than the Bears are, the same amount the Bears have been ever, right? So this is a franchise that is used to going to Super Bowls. Now, winning them was a whole different thing, especially back then in the 80s and 90s and whatever. Because they were good in the 80s. They were good in the 90s. They weren't great. And they got great. And then they stayed great. Seattle was terrible. They were bad. They were not a good football team for most of their history. Who's the only... I challenge you, if you're not from Seattle or a fan of Seattle, to name one player from one of these teams. One of these Seattle teams from before the 2000s. Name one. Steve Largent is the only answer you got for this. That's the only one. Because there wasn't any. The Boz, was on the team, but he didn't do nothing. I think he played like a season. This is what we're dealing with here is the reemergence of a dynasty. That's what we're dealing with in terms of the New England Patriots. With the Seattle Seahawks, we are dealing with a team that just doesn't win. And the reason that matters, because history does not matter in football games. Records are made to be broken, whatever. But you know what does matter? Here's what matters in football games. Is the fans. The fans who pack out San Francisco. Seattle Seahawks will have that advantage 70-30. The only way they don't is if the Patriots have the bandwagon. We know they do. But do those people want to go? They've seen 6 wins, 9 appearances. That's just under Brady. 12 all time. This is a nuts statistic, right? So, that's the fans. That's a very important aspect of this to me. But just the team. Let's talk about Seattle. Seattle's the best defense in all football. Mike McDonald deserves so much credit for what he has done. Right? I mean, he's a genius. He started out with the Ravens. He was with Michigan before that. Michigan's up there in the corner. I'm killing this right now. He was with Michigan first. I mean, he's a guy he's a great defensive coordinator, and that's what he has been. And you saw what happened to the Ravens when he left and had Jesse Minter, who just got a coaching job at the Ravens. But they go from boom, 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 bam. Because the defense was a massive part of those teams, and John Harbaugh may not be the guy anymore, right? And the defense is so good on that Seattle team, right? I mean, that's just the dark side, whatever you want to say about it. Then on the offense, they're running the offense. I said it last video. They run. Kenneth Walker's gonna tear you up. Charbonnet, losing him is going to be a big deal, but will it matter against the Patriots? And that's what matters. Nobody cares about any other games now. This is it. This is the only game that matters. Pro Bowl sucks. This is the only thing that anybody cares about. The New England Patriots are a different team than the Seattle Seahawks, obviously. This is a team that to me, is Indiana. I said this probably in my second video ever on this channel. Third video. They're going to squeeze you. They're going to be like, all right, we're going to be close in the first quarter, second quarter, then we're just going to squeeze the life of you and run away with it. And they've done that throughout the playoffs. The Chargers, great example. They force you to make mistakes. The Chargers made mistakes. C.J. Stroud was throwing interceptions like they were candy canes at Christmas. Then you got the Broncos, who had Jarrett Stidham, who didn't do jack crap, man. I mean, this Patriots team has gotten lucky, but they also know how to win. And that's a big thing that's different between teams. Like, for example, Chicago. I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I've said it each video. They're both behind me right there. There's 3 of them. 2 state. Hell State. There's a lot of ways to win in the National Football League. But a lot of times you get into one, and that's how your identity, right? The Patriots are this like squeeze, like this SEC almost style football team, old SEC, when they were paying players. Squeezing, squeeze. Where on the other side of the coin, you have the Bears, for example, who are not that squeeze team. They're a team who came back and made last-second moves to win games. The Bears are a team that come back, that do this and that. The Patriots aren't that team. Playing from behind and playing in front. Can the Patriots play in front in this game? Is Drake May the guy? There's so many questions about this Patriots team. Well, what's the question? Seahawks team. The national media will tell you Sam Darnold cannot win football games. But Drake May can. The national media is wrong. National media is on a field day recently of things that they're doing incorrectly in and out of spurts, right? The weather in the South, a lot of stuff on the national media, the Today Show, we all know what I'm discussing there. The national media does so many things wrong, and one of them is treating Drake May as if he's Tom Brady. He ain't. Drake May is not Tom Brady. Drake May is the schedule. He ain't Tom Brady. He's not the GOAT. He's not even Drake May. Drake May. He's not. He's not as good as people think he is. He has very much gotten by on these easy schedules, easy wins, easy games, easy defenses. And, he had the best defensive. What did he do in the playoffs, man? Listen to yourself when you say these stats. Don't do what the media tells you to do. Do whatever you think's right. And I'm trying to be a voice for you. That's why we need to get this thing going. I need to be the voice for you. So, see my Sabres flag? New addition to the set. This was to have a relaxed kind of new addition. Sabres flag. Go Buffalo. So, anyway, the New England Patriots have a lot of question marks, but the Seattle Seahawks do not. Seattle Seahawks are a team that doesn't have questions to me. Sam Darnold's going to play all right. He's not going to be Superman, but he's going to play pretty good. The running back's going to be Superman. The defense is going to be Superman. Each team has something that wins games from, and it's the defense. For Seattle and for New England, it's the mentality. It's variable. It's the whole kind of machine that is the current New England Patriots. So, I mean, we'll see where that takes us, right? I don't try to give you the analysis that these pundits do, because football isn't really a thing that's like, well, he's got 56 touchdowns this year, so he's going to get 6 or more. No, that ain't anything. It's all about mentality. It's all about the fans. It's all about this other stuff that doesn't get talked about in the national media and why upsets happen. Trying to predict upsets this game will not be one. So, that's what I think about that. Now, other stuff in the sports world, they're just kind of talk about before this video ends. Major thing for me, the Daytona 500, baby. Let's go. Praise hell, praise Dale. Love NASCAR. Haven't talked about much on this channel because it's just starting back this next week from the time of recording this. Great. I'm excited for the Daytona. I'll probably talk more about it in my post Superbowl video. Love Daytona. I hope you guys want to hear my thoughts on Daytona. And just the whole thing, I'll give you a little sneak peek, right? This is the truth of Daytona. You don't got to be good to win Daytona. You got to be lucky to win Daytona. That's why Kyle Busch and Downhart could not win it. It's a little sneak peek for you, right? The sneak peek. Well, and then let's talk about another thing I care about that a lot of my audience, if I had one, would care about, right? Not a lot of people care about this. I do. This is a Braun Breaker t-shirt. If you wonder who that is a wrestler, WWE. The Royal Rumble happened Saturday, and the Raw after Rumble happened yesterday. This video is being recorded on Tuesday. Probably won't be put out until later. So, but the reason I discuss this with you is because I want to discuss booking, and that's something I've been wanting to discuss in a video for a long time, right? I have myself centered, right? This is a professional operation I'm running. I've been wanting to discuss this in a video for a very long time, and I really haven't had a chance to do so. So here we go. So I'm just going to break down the Royal Rumble card real quick. Kind of tell you what my positives and negatives on each match in terms of booking. I do not care. The wrestlers in the ring are professionals, and they all do a okay to great job. They don't need me, a guy who has never wrestled, discussing that. We're going to discuss the booking that Triple H Paul Levesque has done. So let's talk about it. The Women's Rumble. It was a good match. It was all right. No surprises, but really I don't know what you could have done. Brie Bella and Nikki Bella don't need to be pushed. This is main talking about the Raw after Mania, but it's Raw after Rumble. But it's an idiotic thing that people think, oh, these are the stars. They couldn't wrestle when they were in their prime. They were gotten for obvious reasons, right? Obvious reasons, yeah. And there's a reason why nobody's asked for them back. Nobody's ever been like, oh, let's see Nikki Bella back, right? Nobody's ever asked that before. Maybe John Cena. Zing! Then, aside from that, we had some really good stuff from Lash Legend and Sol Ruka, to me, the stars of the Rumble. for sure. Sol Yuka, to me, called her up yesterday. Huge name, and it should be a top name in the women's division for the next 5 years or longer. Lash Legend, same thing. Great. There's some minor stuff I really liked about the way they did stuff with her. But the thing about her is they waited too long. They waited till she was in it for 15 minutes. Then she started doing some cool stuff. If we would have spread that out and not had her just have a cool little 3-minute run, it would have been a better experience, right? And maybe have her eliminate Becky Lynch instead of what happened with Natalya. Don't get that at all. Because if it was a mid-carder, like a new one, like an NXT or something of any kind of substance and whatever, Natalya has been wrestling for 15 years. And what? This Ronda Rousey gimmick supposed to do something for me? It is not. Alright, so Liv winning it, not a fan. This is the same with both Rumbles for me, and I'll get into the men's, probably even more detailed than this one. To me, the Rumble was a disaster. I mean, the women's Rumble winner was a disaster. It wasn't a good decision to me. I think you would have been better off with Sol Yuka winning. That's who I was hoping would win. I knew she wouldn't, but I think that would have been a good, shock the system kind of thing, right? Look at this thing. Would have been a good shock the system kind of thing, right? But anyway, so then if we go to the AJ versus Gunther match, very good one in its own right. AJ versus Gunther, to me, was a good match. Again, not really comment on promos or anything. Don't love the decision to have Gunther retire AJ and not go another to Mania. But from all accounts, it seems like AJ didn't want to go till Mania. So, I mean, if that's the case, Gunther was a great person to do it because of other stuff that the character has told us in the past, right? I mean, the stuff he did on Raw with Dragon Lee was awesome. It was very good. You know, if I do this, that means it's really good. Yeah, you know me. You guys know me. But so then if we go to the last regular match on the card, Drew versus Sammy, Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. Great match. It was good. The ending was a kind of a letdown. There was no excitement. There was no interference. There was no anything. I would have liked to see Fatu and Cody Rhodes get involved, but the problem with the Cody Rhodes character is he's too holier than thou, and we don't use that as a plot point. So now let's get into the final thing I'll talk about this video, the men's Royal Rumble match. There's a lot to talk about. Roman Reigns shouldn't have won that match. Alright, Javon Evans and Obafemi had standout performances. Obafemi should have eliminated Brock Lesnar. That was a dumb thing. We don't push the guys we need to push. It's the booking of these shows. Let me just give you a quick rundown of something. So, we have Roman Reigns, tribal chief. The character's been interesting for a long time. If you don't know, I'll give you a quick breakdown. He's a guy he's super obsessed with his own image, the image of his family. He goes through whatever it takes to protect that image, even if it hurts his family that is a part of the image. It's kind of like a self-destruction character almost. It's a very Soprano. It's almost like Tony Soprano in a way, right? I mean, it's a very much a layered character when done right, but recently he's become more of just like an anti-hero badass, and it's not really being done right. If you get what I'm saying, especially if you watch the product. And then the whole tribal chief gimmick, the OTC, the whole thing, was reliant on the family aspect, like I told you, where he wants to protect his family's image. The whole family thing has really been thrown aside in favor of more of an anti-hero badass kind of character, which is fine. But if we go to fast forward to Raw real quick, kind of going away from the Rumble, the promo at CM Punk showed the problem with this character because CM Punk does not care. CM Punk, if we break down CM Punk character real quick, is a headstrong, take you on, headstrong, take on anyone. Trapped. Very good band. Very good band. Anyway, going all over the place here. But he's a headstrong kind of guy. He doesn't want to listen to other people. He's super focused on one thing. And that thing is to be world champion. That thing is to be main event in WrestleMania. It looks like that's probably going to happen this year. He's a guy who, to me, he's like this. He's an anti-hero because he doesn't do what no faces want him to do. He goes all over the place, right? This would be a great program to run with Cody Rhodes. But when you put that character of the headstrong, anti-30, you can't tell me what to do rebel with Roman Reigns, who is also being pushed right now as an anti-hero badass kind of character, you run into problems with CM Punk telling him, your family does not matter. And then Roman goes, well, my family does matter. And that would hit a lot harder if Jey Uso was there and Jimmy was there. And then Solo is like, if you do it in a way where you do the opposite of the Avengers, right? This is an analogy. CM Punk takes on this whole family because he doesn't have a off switch. He fires everybody. He trailblazes. He takes out the whole forest. If there's a shooting needs to go down, he takes them all down. He's that kind of guy. So let's say he goes after the whole Noah family. Have that be the storyline. Have CM Punk's in a match, super kick, bam. Jey Uso's in on it. Jimmy's in on it. Have like the whole family conspire against Punk. Turn him heel again. It'd be a perfect run from now to Mania if you bring back The Rock, if you have Rikishi involved, if you do all this little stuff. Just like an episode. It would all make a lot of sense if you took this character, because all characters, gimmicks are characters. If you take this character who is known for his headstrong ways against this character who loves authority and title, and he loves the title of his family, and the title of the image, all that. If you kind of clash those things together, it'd be a good storyline. But instead, they're going to do an anti-hero versus anti-hero mashup where it doesn't look like either person's the heel unless if something happens. The episode on Raw ended without interference, which would have been perfect time to bam, you mess with my family, you mess with the whole family. Alright? So that's my problem with the Mania match they're pushing. But then on the more jovial side of things, on the Royal Rumble card, and the Royal Rumble match itself, rather, we had some great things over Femi, Javon Evans. I'm excited to see Cody versus Drew McIntyre. I think it's going to be a very fun match when they finally do it. To see it again, to see the storyline, and then Jake Fatu being involved really excites me. But the thing is that going to be your Mania match? And let's just talk about Mania one more time, then I'll leave you guys alone, right? But we're going to talk about Mania once more. So, there's 3 characters in this story. I'm going to break down all 3 of them, and then I'll tell you kind of my... So, we got Cody Rhodes. He's All-American. He's an American Nightmare, but that's a name. That's not the gimmick, really. His gimmick is that he's a patriot. He wants not like a MAGA patriot, but he's like a patriot. He's just a guy who loves America. He loves loyalty. He loves freedom. He loves respect. I mean, he's very Cena-esque. Honor, integrity. He's got all these things, and it's very Superman-esque. Right? He's a Superman-esque figure. On the other side of the coin, the heel and face of this triple threat. On the heel side, the villain is Drew McIntyre. He's a guy who will do whatever it takes to win. In prioritizing a title. He wants the heavyweight or WWE championship at no matter what cost. He feels like he has been betrayed and destroyed by the system over and over again. So he bucked the system. He said, I'm going to win a title whether you like it or not. He kicked a referee. He burnt a picture of Dusty Rhodes. He's a bad mamma jamma. So if you take those 2 characters, it works well, right? Especially in the way of Cody's a company man. Cody's the QB1. He's the captain. He's the kind of guy who's going to stand up for WWE. And Drew McIntyre's the kind of guy who wants to see it burn. Two great stories if you do it in a way that I will discuss in a second. But you got a third person in this picture. And that's Jacob Fatu. Fatu to me, his character, he's a wolf. I mean, that's what he calls the Samoan werewolf. He's crazy. He doesn't have control of his actions. He gets mad. He loses. He's willing to do things that other men ain't willing to do. He went to jail, for God's sakes, right? I mean, this is a guy who can do anything. He's very similar to Drew McIntyre. So let's talk about the way I think this storyline should be approached. And that's The Boys. I've never seen the episode of Boys television show. I know a lot about The Boys comic books, right? The Boys is a show, is a franchise where Superman's the villain and the Punisher's the good guy. Punisher, for those who don't know, willing to do whatever it takes to win. Superman, or not whatever it takes to win, but whatever it takes to stop crime, justice. Superman wants to save the whole world, everybody. Loyalty, right? That kind of thing. So, if you got Cody versus Drew, you got Homelander and the Butcher. That's what you have. And if you just did one thing, it's an easy thing to do. Cody cheats, right? Cody says, "I did it for the company. I did it for everybody out there." But Drew is screwed. Drew's screwed in front of his wife. His wife's sitting there watching. His wife's crying. You paint an image of Cody just ruined this man's life. And for what? For the title? You can do hidden camera things where Cody's really just wants the title. But, I'm doing it for you. That's your story. It's not for the title. It's for the soul of this company. Drew wants to burn it down. Cody wants to see it, guys. But why? In the world we're living in, we're very anti-authoritarianism, very anti-company, anti-corporation, anti-elite. Anti-elite. Hollywood elite, political elite, all elite. Oh, no. Anti-elite. The perfect storyline. Cody's protecting the elite. Drew wants to end the elite. That is the storyline we tell if you're WWE. Yeah, that's it. That wins you the ratings war. That wins you AEW. Give Cody a faction. Put Johnny Gargano in it and some other guys. That wins. That gives you a year worth of storytelling right there without having to add guys. You got to take the guy off Cody once, give him false hope, Money in the Bank, Johnny wins it. Gives it to Cody. Solo WWE. Flip the script. Subvert what people think you're going to do. That's it. That's the show. We got a little dark there for a minute, right? Talking about wrestling. I love wrestling. I hope you guys want to hear more about it. Comment below if you want to hear NASCAR, wrestling, or football more. I'll talk about it all, but I'll talk about one more than the others if you care more about it. So, I hope you guys had a good time. See you next week. And remember, the Super Bowl is right around the corner. Patriots may be in distress. For next time, I'm your host, and I'm telling you the truth of college sports. Go Sabres.